Amir Locke was murdered by the Minneapolis Police Department. Let's talk about it. Hello again, everybody. My name's Sean Martin. I'm an attorney in Cleveland, Ohio, and I practice criminal defense law. Today we're going to talk about what happened to Amir Locke. And what happened to him was he was murdered by the police. For doing what? Well, nothing illegal. So why did he get murdered? Well, Amir was murdered because the police were serving a warrant. And what were they serving a warrant for? They were serving a warrant looking for his cousin. His cousin was alleged to have been involved in a murder. And on February 2nd of 2022, the Minneapolis police served that warrant for his cousin's arrest. They served that warrant as a no-knock warrant. Now, what is a no-knock warrant? Well, there are two types of warrants. There's a knock-and-announce warrant, where the police in a knock-and-announce warrant will knock on your door, say, announce their presence, it's the police, and then when you open the door, they generally give you a search warrant. The second option is a no-knock warrant. Now, why do the police use a no-knock warrant? Well, they use it for multiple reasons. The first of all is for evidence protection. Now, you might be thinking, wow, if somebody could flush evidence down a toilet, destroy it, burn it, do anything to it that ruins it, well, how much evidence is there really to start with? And should we really be launching a raid where people might get killed over that little bit of evidence? If you're thinking that, you're pretty switched on, but that's another topic for another day. The second reason why the police will do this is to protect the people inside. For example, if they think there's somebody maybe being held hostage, or there might be concerns that somebody might get taken hostage, or it's going to turn into a dangerous situation. I might buy that one. Maybe. It's going to have to be a very good reason. And then finally, the third reason. The element of surprise to protect the police officers. Well, why? Because they're going after really bad guys. Now, you might think, wow, but the police have body armor, ballistic plates, flashbangs, lots of backup, and ballistic shields. But hey, what do I know? So on February 2nd, at 6:48 in the morning, the police used a key and snuck into the apartment. Here's what they saw.
Police search warrant! Police search warrant! Police search warrant!
Now, I know that sounds really scary and intense, but think about it from Amir's perspective. Here's what he saw.
Police search warrant! Police search warrant!
As you can see, both sides had a split second to figure out what the hell was going on that morning. One side had been up for hours, chose when they were going to do this, were well prepared, had backup, and were ready to go. The other side was woken up out of their sleep and had to figure out why these screaming and armed men were in his house unannounced. That's not fair. You don't have a chance against that. Now, as you go back through this, you can watch in the police's video, Amir's gun is not pointed at anyone. Does he have a firearm in his hand? Yes, but a firearm alone is not a threat. And also, a firearm alone is not indicia of criminal intent. More importantly, in this situation, Amir was legally allowed to own that firearm. He was lawfully possessing it as a citizen, and he had every right to have it in his hands. Yet he still died, exercising his rights and not doing a goddamn thing wrong. And the police, well, they just get to walk away. Now, I know some of you are thinking, well, Sean, the police, it's dangerous. They were going up against a guy who was involved in a murder. They could have been killed.
Kill walking your doggy.
You can also get killed waking up in the middle of a police raid as they storm into your house screaming and shoving guns into your face while you try to figure out what's going on as you wake up from a sleep and are trying to get your bearings. This also brings up another point. Well, aren't they worried about protecting lives? If their method of protecting themselves results in other people getting killed, should they be doing that? No! Especially if it's innocent people being killed. They didn't even kill the right guy. They killed a guy who was minding his own business, doing everything he was legally allowed to do at that moment. And yet they go home. Now, is anyone going to be held criminally liable for this? Probably not. Why? Because of the police. And they get away with a ton of shit. Is this going to change the use of no-knock warrants in that city right now? Well, apparently they're suspended for now, but I'm sure the war on drugs is going to cause them to use them again in another month or two once people have gotten this off their radar. Is it wrong? Yes. Should they stop? Yes. Is this going to happen again somewhere else? Probably. And yet, nobody's going to be held accountable. Yeah, sure, there might be a check that gets cut, but nobody's truly going to be held accountable to the point where this nonsense stops. Well, that's it for today, guys. I know some of you are thinking, wow, Sean, you came out of that pretty strong. Yeah, I'm still pretty pissed off about this. This was completely fucked up, and it's probably going to be the last time I talk about this. I'm going to get a hold of the warrant. We're going to take a look at it. We're going to see, did they have the right to do what they did? But for now, guys, please comment our questions below. Like, share, subscribe. And until next time, just because you did it doesn't mean you're guilty.